Hi people, this is a video for everyone who wanted to see my gear because people have been asking me and I want to show you all. Okay, I don't know who's going to watch this, but I'm assuming friends and family of mine who don't know things about backpacking, so I'm going to over explain. If you know anything about backpacking, you can skip ahead, no problem. Okay, where do we start? Things on my person. I will be wearing lightweight shoes. Everybody wants to know why not boots. Trail runners, which are these lightweight sneakers, if you will, are very, just that. They're lightweight, so you don't have to use a lot of energy moving your feet, whereas hiking boots are very heavy. And these will dry out very quickly, and they fit my feet so perfectly, and I've never had any blisters, and I've hiked a lot in these, so these are the way. Things that will go on these are called micro spikes, and that is in case there's a lot of snow. Dylan and I are going to start taking micro spikes from the very beginning because it sounds like there might be some areas and they're not that heavy. So they're not full crampons, which we might need later, but these are the micro spikes and they slip over your shoes. Your shoes go in there and they give you a bit of traction, kind of like tire chains, but for your feet. So we have a pair of micro spikes, shoes, and of course we need socks. So I'm doing kind of this lightweight running sock. That's what works for me so far to prevent blisters. Again, like drying out my feet is kind of the name of the game. So 2 pairs to keep it clean, and 1 pair of wool socks in case I get cold or I don't know, my feet are just not having it for some reason. Then we have these, which are gaiters, and this is, you stick your ankle in these and you pull them over your shoes, and that's to keep out any debris like rocks, stems, leaves, sand. The name of the game again is like dry, clean feet. So keeping your feet free of debris kind of helps that out. And then also if there's a lot of snow, this will help keep some snow out of your shoes. These are Dirty Girl gaiters, so they're very lightweight and they attach to your shoes with Velcro and hooks and stuff. Then I will be carrying trekking poles, which these extend, they're totally extendable. I got these on Amazon, they're called Trail Buddy, and they're not super lightweight. They're kind of on the heavier side for trekking poles, but I don't mind because these were only $40, whereas any other trekking poles are like 60, 80, 100, 130. So I'm not made of money, so I'm not doing that. And then another thing is, and these double as the tent poles for my tent, which I'll get to in a minute. I'm going to have an umbrella. This is for the sun mostly because in the desert it can be pretty brutal. And I have little clamps on my backpack that keep it hands-free, so I don't have to hold it the entire time, which is really nice. As far as clothing, I'm going to be overpacking clothing just for the beginning because I don't know exactly what I'm going to want. It depends on the weather, how hot the desert is, but I have a few different options of shirts. So like a lightweight fishing type shirt. I have a sun hoodie with and it covers your wrists as well because the sun can be quite brutal. I also just have a short sleeve option and some shorts in case, in case I get too sweaty and I just hate my life. And I brought some sunscreen just in case, but I would rather wear my sun shirt and some pants so that I get full coverage from the sun because nobody wants skin cancer. That sucks. Speaking of clothing, I have some base layers, or we call them base layers these days, but some people call them long underwear, leggings, and a shirt that are gonna warm me up at night, and then if I'm really needing more warmth during the day, I can wear them during the day as well. I have a warm hat and a sun hat. I've got some sun gloves to protect my hands from the sun because when you're holding poles, sun just beats down on your hands and can give you lots of blisters. And then I'm going to bring a pair of fleece gloves as well. Even though we will be starting out in the desert, it can still get cold there. In videos that we're seeing of people who started a couple of weeks ago, it is getting like below freezing. So, we need some cold clothes and some warm clothes. Other clothing are a rain jacket. This is my red rain jacket, and rain pants. These are both Gore-Tex and they're REI brand. So Then I have a puffy. This is a down puffy. There's a lot of arguments between whether you should get synthetic or down. I went with down. We'll see how it goes. If I can keep dry is really the only argument, because down is warmer and it's very lightweight, and I like being warm, so I'm gonna try to keep it dry. See how it goes. If that doesn't work, I'll have a synthetic or a fleece or both that my mom can send me, so that'll be good. I have a neck gaiter. This is just kind of, it can be for the sun, you wear it on your neck, or it can be multi-use. It can be a headband, or, to clean your feet or whatever. It's basically a bandana. And this one's like a cool fabric, so it won't get too hot. A mask, just in case establishments still want you to wear a mask. And all of this clothing that I'm not wearing is going to go in this bag. It's a lightweight dry bag. My pack, which I'll get to in a second, is pretty water resistant. I can't say waterproof, but it's pretty water resistant, just in case, because I really want to keep my down jacket dry and some of my clothes dry. I'm going to be putting them in this lightweight dry bag. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind about that. But okay, that takes care of all the clothing. Oh, last thing is sunglasses, and I have a bug net. It's a head net for you for when it gets really buggy, because there's some nasty sections up, especially in Oregon. I don't know if I'll need it. It's like an ounce, so I'm just gonna take it with me, because why not? That's everything that I'm gonna be wearing except my backpack. The backpack itself is ultra light. It's like 2 pounds. It does have a frame or like an aluminum stay in it if you were wondering if it has any structure in the back. You can take them out. I'm not gonna. And this is Hyperlight Mountain Gear. I believe it's the 2400 size. I'm finding that it is a bit small as I'm trying to like cram all this stuff in here. Hopefully that won't be a problem. I'm gonna have to like start shedding some stuff, but that's okay. On my backpack, I have a Garmin InReach Mini. This is an SOS beacon. And it's also GPS. And depending on which package you get, you can send messages to a set number of people, a set message that says whatever you want to say. Usually it's like things are going according to plan, or things are just going a little slow, but I'm okay, don't worry. So there's this, and both Dylan and I have one, so that it's just in case. So it's always going to be on my person. Inside, I have total nerd things. I have this little temperature. It's a little thermometer, and it will tell you the high and low if you set it right. So I'm kind of curious what the temperatures are dropping down to overnight and stuff. So I'll use this, and it's pink, which I love. These little pockets have my little go-to stuff. So my headlamp, I've got some sunscreen lip balm, sunscreen. I've got, hand sanitizer. I've got a Swiss Army knife. And again, it's pink. Nobody will steal it. This is going to be kind of like my multi-tool. It's got little scissors and a nail file and a knife and stuff. And this is hopefully going to do everything for me. Last but not least, I've got some pins, safety pins, and that's for pinning socks, especially if they're dirty or wet, onto the outside of my bag so that they can dry. And all of that fits in here. And then in the other pocket, I've got some standard headphones for talking to you guys and for listening to music, and hopefully some books. What else? There's a whistle on here, which is nice. This is the umbrella clamp that I was telling you about, the hands-free clamp. We got a bunch of big pockets we got 2 on each side and 1 in the middle here. So I have a little sit pad. It's just like a piece of like packaging from Amazon or whatever. And then I've written on it different signs depending on where we're hitchhiking, so that hopefully we'll get picked up. And then nobody likes talking about this, but this is the poop kit. So it's got plastic bags and toilet paper if I need to hike out my toilet paper, but it's got a trowel for digging a hole, hand sanitizer, and it actually has a bidet in it as well, because nobody really wants to pack out toilet paper because it's kind of gross. And then this is my Kahlua cloth. Google it, ladies. It's pee cloth. It's pee rag. last but not least, my permit, which will be in here. And this is both my permit to have a quote unquote campfire, which is really just to use your stove. And I'll get to that in a second. But also my permit to hike the trail. You have to have it printed and it can't be laminated, and there's all these weird rules, but read your permit, people. Moving on. Okay. You're probably wondering how I'm gonna camp. So this is all my how I'm gonna live section over here. This is a really thin foam pad. It's from Gossamer Gear. It's a 1/8 inch pad. And this is for like laying out during the day if I want to stay, you know, not completely covered in dirt. But it's mostly so that when I blow up my sleeping pad, I don't have any sticks or sharp things that will puncture holes in it, hopefully. This is the sleeping pad itself. I got a very warm sleeping pad. This is the Thermarest, oh, I've just forgotten the name. The Thermarest, everyone gets the Neo Light or the Neo Air. But I went for the X Therm, and that's because the R value is really high, and that means that it will keep me a lot warmer at night. This one is kind of for, it's like rated for snow and stuff, and when Dylan and I bought ours, which was a while ago now, I just wanted to be on the safe side. It's heavier than the others, but I don't like being cold. So I got this one, and now that we're seeing the snow reports and all the craziness that's going on, it's record snow year, and I mean the record, like on record, it's the record. So really glad I got this because I'm hoping it's gonna keep me warm. This bag is a pump sack, so it's like a billows. You connect it to your sleeping bag with a valve, and then you open it up. And then you just like, you shove air into your pad so you don't have to sit there and so that's kind of cool, nifty. So that's what I'm going to be sleeping on. Then I have a sleeping bag, which you probably saw me stuff into the stuff sack. This compression sack is actually also a dry bag. It's waterproof. I don't know how those two things, like, it's dry, but like, so no air gets in, like, in or out, but then when you compress it, air definitely gets out. So I don't get it. But magic, it's a magic bag. So anyway, hopefully that, I have a sleeping bag that's a UGQ, which is actually a quilt. Technically it's an underground quilt. That's what UGQ stands for, underground quilt. And it's custom, and again, I got the warmest down. I think I got the 0 degree, and then I got the 10% fill extra. So I want to be really warm, and hopefully that stays dry and works out, and doesn't compress too much when I'm on trail. That's what I'm sleeping on, and then this is my tent. It's a Gossamer Gear, the 2. It's again held up by these Trail Buddy like poles. And then this will be for Dylan and I to share. We're gonna give it a go. Okay, that's camp. And then I've got some boring things here. I've got like a power bank and some chargers. It's not really anything special. It's just to charge my phone, my Garmin InReach, and yeah, that's pretty much it. This is my little ditty bag with all the extra stuff. So it may not look like much, but it's an emergency blanket, a couple of hand warmers, tape for my blisters, tape for my joints if I have like any knee pain or shin pain, or you can wrap it anyway. Say extra safety pins and crazy glue. Like I've got a pen and paper. I've got reusable zip ties, hair ties, a couple of gauze bandages with like wipes to clean out your wound. Got extra O-rings for my bidet. I've got a patch kit for my sleeping bag. I've got there's probably a little things to remove ticks because that freaks me out, so I really don't want to have to use those. But and an EpiPen, just in case. And earplugs. This is kind of my everything just in case bag. And This is my stove and cooking set, which is very exciting. This little pot's titanium and it's a 750 milliliter, so it holds an entire bottle of wine. Have I tried that out? Personally, no, but I know people who have. And inside is our fuel. This is the little fuel canister. And then this is our stove. This is a BRS 1800 or something like that. It's yeah, it was like $16 or $18 on Amazon. It's been good. I've tried it out and hiked 100 miles with it. So this is, and actually 140 miles with it. So this has been good to me so far. You just screw it on the top here and you light it with a lighter. And then you set your pot on it. Oops. Well, obviously not like I'm doing now, but you set your pot on it and you boil some water and then you eat right out of the pot. I use this as kind of a little cozy, and I've got this like special little spatula spoon and I love it. It's perfect. Next thing is water. I'm going to be using smart water bottles. These are 1.5 liters each. I'll be taking 2 of those. And I will also be carrying extra. They're kind of like platypuses, although I'm pretty sure Platypus is a brand, and these are just what you get when you buy your filter. I have 2 of these, and they hold 1 liter of water each. So that's just in case I need 5 liters if there's a really dry stretch of desert, which in past years there has been, but it's rained a lot in California. So I might not even need this at all. I've got some extra O-rings, and I've got stuff to backwash my filter. This is the filter itself. It's a Sawyer brand. Don't get the mini if you're listening to this. Get the regular. Mini's stupid. I don't even know why they... Anyway. So this just screws right on top of the smart water bottle, and then you can just drink out of it straight. And this is to backwash. That's... If you need an explanation for that, message me. I don't know. It's a longer explanation. This is my food bag. For now. This is an op sack. It's odor-proof, and that will prevent like little critters like mice and stuff and like chipmunks, who knows, from trying to get into my food for the desert. Once we get out of the desert and into the Sierras, which is like forest area, then there are different regulations, and so you need to carry a bear canister, which I have and I will be bringing, of course. That's also when I'll probably be sending myself, or I'll have my mom send me, thanks mom, send me more warm clothes. And yeah, and then once we're out of that section, I think it's up to you what you want to do with your food. A lot of people do a bear hang, so we might be doing that, or we might decide that the bear canister is worth carrying, even though it's heavy and bulky and awkward. It's definitely like the safest option, if you ask me. So we haven't decided every single little thing that there is to decide on the trail. A lot of you have asked me if we're going to be mailing ourselves boxes. We haven't mailed the boxes yet, and we probably won't be mailing a ton. There are a few stretches where there's not a proper grocery store, or even like a 7-Eleven to resupply and get food. So there are a few places that we might purchase some food and send it ahead to the next trail town. Or next stop, and kind of prepare that way. But we're not like laying out a map and mailing hundreds of or dozens of packages to ourselves. We're mostly going to get to a town, hitch into town, or there's little stores, and just buy whatever food. And backpacking food is what you want it to be, so that can be mac and cheese and mashed potatoes from the grocery store, and a lot of the times I think it will be. That's fine. And candy. Don't forget candy. It's an entire food group. But yeah, that's kind of my trail gear. Dylan's is pretty similar. He's got a different backpack, and actually, it's got pretty much the same stuff. But yeah, that's it. We're starting the trail in today's Tuesday. We start on Friday. We're both very excited. And I just want to say thanks for everyone who supported us, especially to my parents for housing us and mailing us stuff and odd tasks and odd ends, and for supporting my dreams. I don't know. That's it. My insanity. There it is. Thanks for watching.